Dear soul, come closer and let the energy of love and protection embrace your heart. I sense the unease in your spirit, the questions echoing in your silent nights, and the shadow of an absence more tangible than many presences. You've been asking, with the sincerity of a prayer, why this person, who held such a significant place in your thoughts and feelings, chose to withdraw. Why did silence replace dialogue where there was once conversation? Why did distance become the answer to a connection that felt so true and strong? Today, angels bring me to you, not with simple answers or empty advice, but with clear insight directly from the source of all truth and protection. Archangel Michael, the great warrior of light, who with his sword of blue flame severs the ties of illusion and fear, is with you now. He asked me to be a bridge, a voice to convey his potent energy, so you can truly grasp the greater purpose behind this separation that has weighed heavily on your soul. His message isn't to foster melancholy, but to set you free, to help you understand that what seemed like a loss, rejection, or abandonment was, in fact, an act of profound heavenly care. There's something crucial you need to know. What I'm about to uncover could completely alter your perception of this situation. The truth runs far deeper and is more intricate than it appears. This distancing wasn't a punishment or a reflection of your worth. Quite the opposite. It was a necessary intervention, a move arranged for the highest good of all involved, especially yours. Archangel Michael shows me that your energy was intertwining with this person's in a way that, if it continued, could have led to significant challenges and stagnation. Aspects of this connection weren't aligned with your highest light or your life's purpose. With your generous heart and capacity to love, you might not have seen the threads of dependency, shadows of insecurity, or unhealed wounds hidden beneath the surface of that relationship. You felt the love, the connection, but the spiritual plane saw the complete picture. It saw where that road would lead. And the truth, dear soul, is it wouldn't lead you to the peace and wholeness you deserve. Before we proceed, type this affirmation in the comments. I am worthy of love and respect. Feel the power of these words filling every cell of your being. Now, as we continue, Archangel Michael wants you to understand that your prayer for happiness, peace, and a true, healthy love was heard. And sometimes, the answer to a prayer isn't the arrival of something, but the departure of someone. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, removes from our path what no longer serves our growth, what, in some way, would prevent us from reaching our full potential. This distancing was one such act of loving removal. It wasn't an abrupt, cruel cut, but a gradual withdrawal, guided by the protective hand of angels, to minimize the impact, even if it felt immense at the time. Archangel Michael shows me the image of a wise gardener carefully pruning a rose bush. To the rose, pruning might seem like an attack, a loss of branches and leaves, but the gardener knows that by removing what's excessive, diseased, or blocking light from the center, he allows the rosebush to blossom with greater strength, beauty, and health than ever before. Dear soul, you are that precious rosebush, and this distancing was the necessary pruning to allow you to blossom in ways you might not have imagined. This person's energy, however much love there was somewhat limiting your light, draining your vitality, or simply occupying space the universe needed free for something new and more aligned to arrive. Understanding this is the first step toward your healing and liberation. It's moving beyond being a victim of circumstance and embracing your power as a cherished, protected soul, whose well-being is heaven's priority. Much more remains to be brought to light. What happened to the other person in this process? What's your role now? The answers are coming. But first, let this truth settle in your heart. Breathe deeply and sense Archangel Michael's presence beside you, his strength supporting you, his light illuminating your understanding. He hasn't abandoned you for a second. On the contrary, he's been more active than ever in your life, ensuring your safety even when you felt most lost. But that's not all. There's something even deeper unfolding behind the spiritual scenes you need to comprehend. Dear soul, let's now deepen the understanding Archangel Michael is bringing to light for you. The foremost and most powerful reason for this separation, which he insists you absorb into every fiber of your being, is your protection. He extended his cobalt blue cloak of light over you and acted as a silent guardian, steering you away from a future that wouldn't bring genuine happiness. What your human eyes couldn't see, the Archangel's spiritual perception clearly discerned. There was a deviation in this person's trajectory, a series of choices and circumstances forming on their horizon that would, without doubt, lead them into a storm, an emotional, perhaps spiritual or even material storm that, had you been beside them, would have pulled you into the heart of chaos. With your empathetic nature and giving heart, you'd have tried to save them, tried to bear their burden, and in that process, you would have become depleted, lost yourself, and veered from your own path of light. Archangel Michael intervened to prevent this. He saw the potential for great suffering and, in an act of unconditional love for you, created the necessary distance so that this storm could pass without directly affecting you. Ponder this, dear soul. How often have you given too much? How often have you felt you were carrying burdens that weren't yours? Archangel Michael knows your heart and your tendency to love to the point of self-sacrifice. But heavenly love doesn't ask for sacrifice. It asks for completeness. He wants you to be whole, radiant, and at peace. Therefore, this distancing wasn't a sign that you weren't good enough. It was a sign that you are too precious to be drawn into battles that aren't yours. This person's silence, the distance they imposed, wasn't entirely their conscious choice. Often, angels operate through intuition and circumstances, influencing people to make decisions that serve a greater aim, even if they don't grasp the reason themselves. They might have felt an inexplicable urge to withdraw, an internal confusion, a need for space they couldn't explain. This was Archangel Michael's hand guiding events to ensure your safety. Now, before we proceed, type 777 in the comments to invite the spiritual wisdom and clear insight that heaven is pouring into your life right now. If this message resonates and brings you comfort, and you feel called to support this channel in continuing to spread light, consider contributing via the thanks button. Every gesture of support, no matter how small, is a seed of light that helps us reach more souls needing a word of hope. Your generosity returns to you multiplied. But moving on, protection was just one part of the equation. There was another equally vital reason concerning the other person directly. Archangel Michael shows that this soul also needed this space to confront their own lessons, their own shadows. There was a learning experience they could only gain in solitude, away from your loving influence and constant support. By your side, they might have felt too comfortable to confront the parts of themselves needing healing and transformation. Your light, in a way, overshadowed their shadows, allowing them to ignore them. The distancing forced them to look inward, to face their fears, insecurities, and the patterns that kept them stuck. It was a crucial stage for their soul's evolution, and Archangel Michael, who watches over all souls, knew that allowing this connection to continue at that time would hinder both their growth. You would be the protector preventing them from falling and learning to stand alone, and they would be the anchor trapping you in a cycle of care that wasn't your responsibility. Do you grasp the depth of this dual act of love? By separating you, he gave each of you exactly what you needed. To you, protection and freedom to soar higher. To them, the mirror of solitude so they could truly see themselves. Therefore, dear soul, free yourself from any guilt or rejection. There was nothing you could have done differently, because what occurred wasn't about your actions, but a spiritual design for mutual growth and protection. You were loved enough to be safeguarded, and they were loved enough to receive the chance to heal, even if the remedy felt bitter. This perspective changes everything, doesn't it? You stop being the one left behind and become the one safeguarded by sacred guidance. But Archangel Michael's insights don't end there. There's a third reason, one focused entirely on you and the remarkable gift this absence brought, even if it arrived disguised as a present. What happened to you during that period of solitude? The answer holds the key to your future. Dear soul, now that you grasp the protection granted to you and the healing space given to the other person, Archangel Michael wishes to illuminate the third, perhaps most transformative aspect of this situation, the gift this absence brought to your own life. Look back at the time following the separation. Initially, there might have been confusion, sadness, and a sense of emptiness. That's natural. But after the initial waves of emotion subsided, what began to emerge? What did this distance compel you to do for yourself? Archangel Michael shows me that this empty space wasn't a void, but fertile ground heaven prepared for you. It was a sacred invitation to turn your attention, energy, and love toward the most important person in your life, yourself. For a long time, perhaps, your focus was on the other person, caring, harmonizing, understanding them. In that process, you might have forgotten your own needs, dreams, and inner voice. This separation was the universe, with immense love telling you, now it's your turn. Come home, to yourself. Have you noticed that certain occurrences in your life aren't mere coincidences? That course that appeared, that old friend who returned, that book that fell into your hands, that sudden interest in something new, all were angels sowing new opportunities on your path, taking advantage of your energy, no longer being so consumed by that relationship's dynamic. You had the chance to rediscover yourself, to ask, what do I truly want? What makes me happy? Who am I without this person by my side? And the answers you found, or are still finding, are priceless treasures. You strengthened your independence, resilience, and connection with the sacred. Your faith, perhaps shaken at first, became stronger and more personal because you had to seek support directly from the source, without intermediaries. Before we continue, if you feel this channel is a light on your path but haven't subscribed yet, take a moment to subscribe and enable notifications. By doing so, you help us continue bringing clarity and comfort to you and many other souls. Your subscription is a supportive gesture that propels us forward. Now, as the message goes on, Archangel Michael wants you to honor your own growth. Acknowledge the strength you've exhibited. Celebrate the wisdom you've gained. This person withdrew so you could draw closer to yourself in a way that wouldn't have been possible otherwise. They exited the stage so the spotlight could turn entirely to you, the lead character of your own story. The relationship as it stood might have been fostering a subtle emotional dependency. You could have been basing part of your worth or happiness on the other's presence or approval. The distancing, though challenging, was the spiritual surgery required to sever that cord of dependence and teach you to find wholeness within yourself. And you learned, perhaps gradually, one day at a time, but you learned to be your own company, your own source of joy, and your own safe haven. This is one of the most vital lessons a soul can learn, and you received it. Now, you are stronger, wiser, and more complete than before. Your light shines with greater intensity because it no longer depends on an external reflection. It radiates from your own core. Archangel Michael smiles seeing this transformation. He sees the warrior of light you've become, the woman who learned to wield her own sword of truth and discernment. He is immensely proud of you, and know that this message reached you at the precise time, but you need to act swiftly in your heart, accepting this truth for healing to complete. What does the future hold? The return of this person? The discovery of a new love? The answer is, the future holds whatever is best for your now complete and strengthened soul. Angels are sending you a special sign. Your lucky number for today is 8. Type in the comments, I receive the energy of the angels. My lucky number is 8 and I am blessed. I send love and protection to the person I like and love dearly. If this message touched your heart, show your support with a thanks and help spread this message of light to others who need it. Dear soul, the understanding Archangel Michael offers deepens further, touching on a crucial layer for your inner peace, the power of release through forgiveness. Often, when someone withdraws, we become entangled in feelings, hurt from their departure, anger at their silence, confusion from unanswered questions. These emotions are like heavy anchors preventing us from navigating calmer, clearer waters. Archangel Michael, with his sword of light, isn't just here to uncover the reasons, but also to help you sever these anchors. The insight that the distancing was an act of protection and a catalyst for mutual growth already eases a great burden. But the final step to your complete freedom is forgiveness. And here, dear soul, it's vital to grasp that forgiving doesn't mean agreeing with what happened. It doesn't mean forgetting the feeling of abandonment or validating how the distance was created. Forgiveness, from a heavenly perspective, is an act of self-preservation. It's you deciding you will no longer carry the emotional burden of this experience. It's you telling the universe, I've understood the lesson. I'm grateful for the protection. and now I choose to move forward with a light heart. Forgiving the other person is releasing them from the role of villain in your story. It's recognizing they were also in their own learning process, acting from their level of awareness, perhaps even serving as an unconscious instrument of the spiritual design for your well-being. By forgiving them, you reclaim your power over your emotions. You stop giving them control over your peace. But there's an even more critical forgiveness Archangel Michael asks you to practice: self-forgiveness. Forgive yourself for anything you believe you could have done differently. Forgive yourself for not seeing the signs, for giving too much, for expecting something that didn't come. You did the best you could with the knowledge and awareness you had at that time. You acted from the heart, and that's never a mistake. Guilt is one of the lowest vibrational energies, and Archangel Michael is here to help you transform it into wisdom. Every step, every choice, every tear, all were part of the tapestry that made you the strong, aware woman you are today. There's nothing to regret, only to learn from and be thankful for. In the comments, list people, including yourself, you'd like to forgive. Visualize each, send them love, and say, "I forgive you and set you free. May peace be with you." Feel the lightness and freedom forgiveness brings. Repeat this practice daily to strengthen your inner peace and release anxiety. Now, as the message continues, Archangel Michael explains that the act of forgiveness creates a wave of healing energy that doesn't just impact you. This energy travels through the invisible threads that connect us, reaching the other person wherever they may be. By releasing resentment, you send them energetic permission to also move forward on their healing path. Both of you become free. The bond of love can remain at the soul level, like a cherished remembrance of a shared lesson. But the chains of resentment, blame, and sadness are dissolved. This is of immense importance, dear soul, because as long as you hold the other person captive in your thoughts of hurt, you remain captive to them too. The energy of forgiveness is the key that opens both cells simultaneously. And what happens when you are free? You create space. Space for true joy to return. Space for new people, new opportunities, and new experiences to arrive in your life. You cannot receive the blessings the universe holds for you if your hands and heart are full of past burdens. Archangel Michael invites you to make this conscious choice today, the choice to let go, to forgive, to be free. Feel his powerful presence empowering you to take this step. Visualize his sword of blue light delicately severing each thread of resentment, transforming them into pure light. Breathe deeply and sense the immediate relief this release provides. You don't need to do this alone. Ask for his assistance. Archangel Michael, help me forgive. Help me release all the weight from my heart. With your sacred sword, sever all ties binding me to the past, and fill me with your light of peace and liberation. He is listening, and he will act. Your peace is his priority. Dear soul, as we advance with this message, Archangel Michael invites us to elevate our perspective to an even higher level, so that understanding transforms into deep, lasting peace. He wants you to grasp the sacred nature of soul connections and disconnections. Nothing, absolutely nothing in your existence occurs by chance, especially the connections that touch your heart so intensely. What existed between you and this person wasn't merely a relationship, but the fulfillment of a portion of a spiritual agreement. Even before coming to this world, your souls, on a very high plane of consciousness, agreed to meet. You planned this interaction as part of your learning curriculum. There were specific lessons each could only learn from the other. Perhaps you needed to learn about self-love and the importance of setting boundaries, and their soul offered to be the catalyst teaching you this through absence. Perhaps they needed to learn about the impact of their actions and the importance of emotional responsibility, and your soul agreed to be the one who, by withdrawing, would provide them space for that reflection. Viewed this way, the distancing wasn't a failure, but a successful completion of one stage of the agreement. The mission you shared during that specific phase was fulfilled. The lessons were delivered, even if understanding only arrives now. Thinking this way removes all drama and pain of personal rejection and places the experience in its rightful context. A cosmic dance perfectly arranged for mutual progression. Archangel Michael shows me that souls are like actors in a grand play. Each has a role. Sometimes we're the hero or heroine in someone's story. Other times we play the character who causes a turning point, forcing the protagonist to change direction and find their inner strength. This person performed their role in your life flawlessly, just as you performed yours in theirs. And when the act concludes, the actors exit the stage. This doesn't diminish the performance's importance or the interaction's beauty. It merely signifies it's time for a new act to begin. And in your new act, dear soul, you are the leading star, stronger and wiser because of the scenes you've already experienced. The energy of gratitude, in this context, becomes a powerful healing tool. Instead of mourning the departure, you can begin to give thanks for the lesson. Give thanks for the unseen protection. Give thanks for the growth pain afforded you. Give thanks to this soul for courageously fulfilling their role in your life's agreement, even if it was a challenging part. This shift in focus from loss to gain, of wisdom, strength, self-awareness, is what truly heals the heart. Archangel Michael encourages you to view other relationships in your life, past and present, in this same light. Who else was a disguised teacher? What other losses were, in reality, necessary releases for your growth? As you begin to see your life as a series of sacred lessons and soul agreements, the fear of future losses lessens, for you begin to trust that everything that happens serves your highest good. You understand that people enter your life for a reason and leave for a reason, and that every meeting, no matter how brief or extended, leaves a gift. This person's gift to you was the rediscovery of yourself. Perhaps your gift to them was planting a seed of unconditional love that will one day blossom in their heart. Results and timing belong to the Creator. Your part is simply to extract wisdom, heal your heart, and proceed with renewed faith that your path is being sacredly guided and protected. Archangel Michael is always by your side, ensuring that every scene of your life, even the most challenging, contributes to the masterpiece that is your spiritual progression. You are not alone in this play. You have a heavenly director and a legion of angels in the audience, applauding every act of courage, every moment of triumph, and every step you take toward your own light. And the next act promises to be the most brilliant of all. Dear soul, for your healing to complete and your understanding to solidify, Archangel Michael now wishes to clarify the role of his most potent tool, his sword of blue light. Many fear the image of the sword, associating it with violence or painful separation. But in spiritual reality, Michael's sword is an instrument of pure mercy, truth, and liberation. It's vital you understand precisely what was severed when this separation happened. Michael's sword didn't cut love. True love, as an emanation from the creative source, is indestructible. It can never be broken. What the sword severed were the negative ties, the toxic energetic cords that were forming in this connection. Consider attachments, expectations leading to frustration, fear of loss, codependency disguised as care, projections of past needs. All these are energetic threads that cling from one auric field to another, draining vitality and hindering the freedom of both souls. Archangel Michael's sword acted with surgical precision. It didn't amputate the limb, but removed the tumor. It cut the cord of attachment so pure love could be seen more clearly. It dissolved the fog of illusion that might have made you believe your happiness depended solely on this person's presence. It untied the karmic knots that kept you both trapped in repetitive patterns. It was an act of purification. Archangel Michael saw that the energy between you, though initiated with love, was beginning to become overburdened with these denser vibrations. To protect the sacred essence of what you shared and to secure your spiritual freedom, he intervened. The physical distance was merely a material reflection of this energetic severance that took place on the spiritual plane. The sense of emptiness you felt initially wasn't the absence of love, but the absence of attachment. And we, as humans, often confuse the two. We become so accustomed to the intensity of attachment that when it's removed, we feel an unfamiliarity, a lightness that can be mistaken for emptiness. But this is the space where true peace can flourish. Now, you can consciously invoke Archangel Michael's sword to continue this purification work in all areas of your life. You can close your eyes and visualize him before you, majestic and serene. Ask him, "Beloved Archangel Michael, with your sword of blue light, I ask you to sever and release from me any and all cords, ties, or bonds that do not serve my highest good. Cut fear, doubt, sadness, and resentment. Release me from all attachment to the past and all anxiety about the future. Envelop me in your circle of protection and fill me with your courage and faith. Feel the energy of this action. It's an act of power, of reclaiming your energetic sovereignty. Share this video with 2 dear people who need this message of hope and belief. Let's build a chain of love and mutual support together. Leave a comment with a prayer for your guardian angel, strengthening your personal connection with your protectors. As we continue, Archangel Michael wants you to know that this energetic cleansing has prepared you for a new level of relationship. Whether with this person in the future, if it's the Creator's will and both have progressed, or with a new soul who will enter your life, you are now vibrating at a higher, purer frequency. You've learned to relate from self-love, not from need. And this draws much healthier, more balanced connections to you. The pain of the cut has passed. Now is the time for healing and strengthening. The space previously occupied by energetic bonds can now be filled by your own light, your self-love, and the serene presence of spirit. Archangel Michael didn't leave you unprotected after the severance. He enveloped you in his protective cloak so that, during this period of vulnerability, no other negative energy could take advantage. He was, and is, guarding your heart. Trust this process. Give thanks for this liberation. His sword came not to wound you, but to heal you in the only way possible at that time. It freed you from a prison you might not have even known existed, opening the gates to the vast landscape of your own soul, where you are free, whole, and completely loved. Dear soul, we've reached a pivotal point in Archangel Michael's message, where we look forward to the path unfolding before you. After grasping the protection, mutual healing, your own growth, and the liberation provided by the Sword of Light, the natural question arising in your heart is, what now? What does the future hold for me? Archangel Michael smiles with infinite tenderness, for he wants you to understand that the future isn't a fixed destiny carved in stone, but a field of endless possibilities you help create with your present thoughts, feelings, and choices. The most important insight for your future is this. Because of this entire process, you are now in a position of power and clarity, unlike ever before. This person's withdrawal wasn't an end, but a reset. It was the universe giving you a blank page, free from past writings, so you can outline a new and wonderful period for yourself. The question is no longer whether this person will return. The true inquiry is, who are you now? And what do you desire for your life from this new place of strength and self-awareness? The heavenly focus has shifted. It's no longer about waiting, longing, or trying to fix what passed. It's about building, creating, and blossoming. Archangel Michael encourages you to dream again, to reconnect with passions you set aside, to invest in your talents, to nurture your friendships, to care for your body, mind, and spirit with utmost love and dedication. The more you fill yourself with your own light, the more magnetic you become to all that is good, true, and aligned with your soul. Regarding the possibility of a reunion with this person, Archangel Michael is very clear. The door isn't necessarily closed forever, but the way to it has been completely reshaped. A reunion would only be possible and beneficial if it happened on a completely new energetic frequency. If both have done their healing work, if they've faced their shadows and learned their lessons, if you've firmly established yourself in self-love, without risk of returning to old patterns of dependence, it would be a meeting between 2 new people, 2 souls transformed by the separation. It wouldn't be a continuation of the past, but an entirely new start. But Archangel Michael asks you not to cling to this possibility. Surrender it to the universe. Trust that if it serves the highest good for both, your paths will intersect again at the right time and in the right way. And if not, trust that something even better is being prepared for you. Your happiness isn't on hold, dependent on another's actions. Your happiness is here and now, in your ability to embrace life with gratitude and joy, regardless of external circumstances. Your true soul partner is, first and foremost, your own essence, your connection with the Creator. Any human relationship that follows will be a complement, a bonus, a beautiful dance for 2, but not the source of your wholeness. You are already whole. Archangel Michael encourages you to walk with faith and courage. Don't look back with nostalgia, nor to the future with anxiety. Be present. Sense the beauty of now. Notice the small miracles angels place in your path daily. A stranger's smile, a flower's beauty, the sun's warmth on your skin. Life is calling you to dance now. Don't wait for a partner. Begin to dance alone, to the music of your own soul. And when you are dancing, radiant in your own light, you will draw into your orbit the people and experiences that resonate with the same frequency of joy and authentic love. This is the way forward, a path of continuous self-discovery, joy, and service. Archangel Michael and the entire angelic host walk with you, illuminating your steps and protecting your heart. Trust, the best is yet to come. Dear soul, we've reached the conclusion of this profound message, and Archangel Michael now wishes to seal this communication with a blessing of lasting peace, integration, and strength. All the insights you received today weren't just information for your mind, but seeds of light planted in the fertile garden of your heart. Now is the moment to water these seeds with your acceptance, trust, and love, so they can sprout and transform into a new, beautiful reality for you. Let's recap the passage we've taken together under his guidance. First, you understood that the distancing was a supreme act of protection, a heavenly shield guarding you from an unseen storm. Second, you grasped that the separation also served the other person's soul, giving them the necessary space for their own healing and learning, an act of universal love for both. Third, and most vitally, you acknowledged that this period was a sacred gift for your own growth, a golden opportunity to reconnect with yourself and find your inner strength. Next, you learned about liberation through forgiveness, severing the anchors of hurt and opening yourself to lightness. You elevated your perspective to perceive soul agreements, understanding that everything was part of a larger design for mutual progression. You sensed the power of Archangel Michael's sword of light, which didn't cut love, but the unhealthy bonds of attachment, purifying the connection. Then, you looked toward the future, not as something to fear or anticipate with anxiety, but as an open field of possibilities you will co-create from your new state of being, empowered and complete. Archangel Michael now completely envelops you in his magnificent blue light. Sense this energy as a physical and spiritual embrace. Feel it penetrating every cell, dissolving the last traces of sadness, doubt, or confusion. This light anchors within you courage, clarity, and unwavering belief in yourself and the larger design. He wants you to know, beyond any doubt, that you never were, and never will be, alone. Even in moments you felt most abandoned, he was there, holding your hand, battling for you in the unseen realms. Your pain was felt in the heavens, and your healing is celebrated by all the heavenly company. From today onward, walk with your head held high, not as one left behind, but as one chosen to be protected, to grow, and to become an even brighter beacon of light. Your account is not one of loss, but of rescue and transformation. Use this experience as a testament to the care and love angels hold for you. When longing arises, transform it into gratitude for the lesson. When doubt appears, recall the strength you unearthed within yourself. When fear of the future shows up, breathe deeply and surrender it to Archangel Michael, trusting he is preparing your way. Your task now is to live fully, honoring the incredible woman you've become through all of this. Love yourself fiercely, respect your boundaries, celebrate your victories, be the queen of your own realm, ruling with wisdom, compassion, and joy. Archangel Michael leaves you with a pledge. As long as you maintain your belief and continue to choose self-love, he will remain your tireless guardian, clearing your paths, shielding your aspirations, and ensuring that only the purest, truest love finds a dwelling in your heart. You are loved, you are protected, you are free. Believe this. If this message resonated with you and your situation, type in the comments, "I trust Archangel Michael's protection and accept my healing journey." Share your experiences in the comments. If you appreciated this video, like and subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.